Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudiyayat. Ashtaprayeshu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. Bhagavati Ruttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtaki. Om Agnanatimirandasya Gnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prashnaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namane. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatharini. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gauravakta Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Sri Chaitanya Bhagavat chapter 2 verse 136. Sri Jagannath Mishra lived in Navadvipa. He was just like Vasudeva and he was expert in following his prescribed duties. He was greatly magnanimous and the best of the Brahmanas. Indeed, I can find no comparison to him. All the good qualities of Kashyapa, Dasharatha, Vasudeva and Nanda Maharaj were found in the person of Jagannath Mishra. His wife was the most chaste Sachi Devi, the universal mother and personification of devotional service to the Supreme Lord. After all Sachi's daughters expired, the most fortunate Vishwarupa appeared as her son. And so she gave birth to 8 daughters, and then they all died, and then Vishwarupa took birth. Sri Vishwarupa was as attractive as Cupid personified. His mother and father were jubilant upon seeing him. Vishwarupa was detached from the time of his birth, and he realized the purport of the scriptures in his very childhood. As the entire world became devoid of devotion to Lord Vishnu, the future symptoms of Kali began to manifest in the beginning of the age. Whenever there is a decline in the practice of religious principles, the Lord incarnates. Knowing that the devotees were in distress, Lord Gaurachandra Mahaprabhu appeared in the bodies of Jagannath Mishra and Sachi Devi. As Sri Ananta loudly chanted Jai, Jai, Jagannath Mishra and Sachi Devi heard this sound vibration as if it were a dream. Both husband and wife manifested a brilliant spiritual effulgence, which common people could not perceive. Knowing that the Supreme Lord would appear, personalities like Lord Brahma and Lord Shiva came to offer prayers. These topics are the highest confidential truths of the Vedas. Of this there is no doubt. Now please hear with devotion the prayers offered by the demigods headed by Brahma. By hearing these prayers, one's mind becomes attached to Krishna. So this is already Phalashruti being given earlier on. What is the benefit of hearing these prayers? One's mind becomes attached to Krishna. All glories to Sriman Mahaprabhu, the father of all living entities. All glories to the Supreme Lord who has incarnated to inaugurate the Sankirtana movement. All glories to the protector of Vedic principles, saintly persons and Brahmanas. All glories to the personification of time, which destroys the non-devotees. All glories to the Supreme Lord who possesses a pure spiritual body. All glories to the fully independent Supreme Personality of Godhead. You are the shelter of innumerable universes. Yet you have entered the womb of Mother Sachi Devi. Who can understand your supreme will? The creation, maintenance, and annihilation of the material world are simply your pastimes. Does one by whose desire the entire creation is destroyed lack the power to kill Ravana or Kamsa simply by giving an order? Meaning, by whose desire the entire creation is destroyed, doesn't he have the power to kill Ravana and Kamsa simply by giving an order to somebody, one of his agents? They will kill. Still, you incarnated in the homes of Dasharatha and Vasudeva and personally killed them. Therefore, my Lord, who can understand the cause of your appearance other than you yourself? By your order, each one of your servants can deliver innumerable universes till you incarnate yourself to teach religious principles to all and thus make the earth glorious. O my Lord, in Satya Yuga, you appear with a white complexion to preach the principles of austerity by your personal example. So these are described in the 11th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. You wear a deer skin and carry a danda and water pot, and you wear matted locks of hair. In this way, you incarnate as a brahmachari to re-establish the principles of religion. You appear in Treta Yuga with a beautiful red complexion. Although you're the Lord of sacrifice, you set the example by engaging in the performance of sacrifice. You carry a sacrificial ladle and spoon in your hands and encourage everyone to perform sacrifice. In Dwapar Yuga, you appear with a transcendental blackish complexion that resembles a monsoon cloud. You preach the process of deity worship from house to house. You wear yellow cloth and you are decorated with the mark of Srivatsa. As a great king, you personally demonstrate the process of deity worship. You appear in Kali Yuga as a Brahmana with a golden complexion. You inaugurate the congregational chanting of the holy names, which is hidden in the Vedas. Therefore, you are the source of innumerable incarnations. Who has the ability to enumerate all of them? In the form of Matsya, you enjoy in the waters of annihilation. In the form of Kurma, you are the shelter of all living entities. In the form of Hayagriva, you saved the Vedas by killing the original demons, Madhu and Kaitabha. In the form of Varaha, you delivered the earth, and in the form of Nrsimha, you tore apart the demon Hiranyakashipu. In the wonderful form of Vamana, you deceived Bali Maharaj. And in the form of Parashurama, you rid the earth of Kshatriyas. In the form of Ramachandra, you killed Ravana. And in the form of Balarama, you performed innumerable pastimes. In the form of Buddha, you exhibited compassion. And in the form of Kalki, you destroyed the Mlechas. In the form of Dhanvantri, you delivered nectar to the demigods. And in the form of Hamsa, you spoke on the absolute truth to Brahma and others. In the form of Narada, you carry a veena and sing your glories. And in the form of Vyasa, you explain the truth about yourself. In the form of Krishna, your unlimited enchanting Gokula pastimes include those of all other incarnations. In this incarnation as a devotee, you will invest all your transcendental energies in the performance of Kirtana. The whole world will be filled with the sound of Sankirtana, and pure devotional service will be preached in every home. How can we describe the happiness that this earth planet will enjoy when you dance along with your servants? The mere presence of those who constantly meditate on your lotus feet vanquishes all inauspiciousness. Please note this. The mere presence of those who constantly meditate on your lotus feet vanquishes all inauspiciousness. As such persons dance, the touch of their lotus feet destroys all the inauspiciousness of the world. By their glance, the 10 directions are purified. Such are your glories. Such is the dancing, and such are your servants, that when they dance with their arms raised, the disturbances in the heavenly planets are destroyed. My dear king, when Krishna's devotees dance in Kirtana, they destroy the inauspiciousness of the earth by the touch of their feet, the inauspiciousness of the directions by their glances, and the inauspiciousness of the higher planetary systems by their upraised arms. O Lord, you will personally appear and perform Kirtana with your pure devotees. O Lord, who has the power to describe your glories? You will distribute devotional service to Lord Vishnu that is unknown through the Vedas. You easily award liberation, but you keep devotional service hidden. We have a desire to attain that devotional service. All the demigods are praying that they want to desire, they have a desire to attain that devotional service. O Lord, you will freely distribute the treasure of devotional service throughout the world simply by your causeless mercy. You who have now appeared in Navadvipa, are that supreme Lord whose holy names bestow the results of all sacrifices. O Lord, please be merciful to us, so that we may have the fortune to see your pastimes. The long cherished desire of the Ganges will now be fulfilled when you sport in her waters. You, who are seen through the yogi's meditation as Yogeshwara, will now be seen in the village of Navadvipa. We therefore offer our respectful obeisances to Sri Navadvipa, where the Lord appeared in the house of Shakti Devi and Jagannatha. In this way, the demigods, headed by Lord Brahma, would daily offer prayers in seclusion. The Lord, who is the shelter of all universes, remained in the womb of Sachi Devi until the Phalguni Purnima gradually approached. All the auspicious symptoms present throughout unlimited universes appeared together on that full moon night. Hmm. So this was year 1486. Thus the Lord simultaneously appeared along with the congregational chanting of the holy names, which he inaugurated on the pretext of a lunar eclipse. Who has the power to understand the activities of the Lord? By his desire, Rahu covered the moon. When the inhabitants of Navadvipa saw the eclipse, they began to chant the auspicious names of Hari. Millions of people went to take bath in the Ganges while chanting Haribol, Haribol. The whole of Nadia was filled with the sound vibration of the name of Hari. Indeed, the sound vibration filled the entire universe and beyond. Hearing this wonderful vibration, all the devotees remarked, "Let there be a perpetual eclipse," so that the chanting of the holy names can continue perpetually. All the devotees said, "From the great happiness that we are feeling today, it can be understood that Krishna must have appeared." As the devotees all went to take bath in the Ganges, the vibration of the name of Hari was continually heard from all directions. Whether one was young, old, woman, pious or impious, everyone was engaged in chanting the name of Hari while observing the eclipse. All could one hear was Haribol, Haribol. Thus the name of Lord Hari was heard throughout the entire universe. The demigod showered flowers on all directions and they played kettle drums as they chanted Jai, Jai. At that very moment, the life of all living entities, Sri Nandana, made his appearance. When the moon was covered by Rahu, when the ocean of the holy names was manifest, when Kali was subdued, and when the flag of victory was raised, at that time the Supreme Lord appeared, and the 14 worlds filled with the sound of Jai Jai. The happiness of the people of Nadia daily increased, and their lamentation was vanquished as they saw the moon-like Lord Gauranga. Kettle drums were sounded, hundreds of conch shells were blown, and flutes and horns were played. In this way, Vrindavan Das Thakur sings the glories of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Sri Nityananda Prabhu. The Lord's beautiful bodily features cannot be perceived, for they outshine the rays of the sun. His broad eyes, which are upturned at the ends, have no comparison. Upon the appearance of Sri Gauranga in this world, the sound vibration of Hari's name spread throughout the universe up to Brahmaloka. The Lord's broad chest is smeared with bright sandwood pulp and decorated with a flower garland. The Lord's sweet face is as soothing as the full moon, and his long arms extend to his knees, Ajanubahu. All the living entities of the world are blessed to Sri Sri Chaitanya. Some dance, some chant, and some loudly exclaim Jai Jai. Kali, however, feels sad and laments. Sri Chaitanya is the crown on the head of the four Vedas. But sinful and foolish people cannot understand this. Sri Vrindavan Das Thakur sings the glories of Sri Chaitanya Chandra and Sri Nityananda Prabhu. As Sri Gaurachandra appeared, the 10 directions became filled with bliss. The Lord's beauty defeats that of millions of cupids. He laughs upon hearing his holy names chanted. The Lord's face and eyes are most sweet, and his body is decorated with the signs of a king. His lotus feet are marked with the flag and a thunderbolt. All his limbs attract the minds of all people. By his advent, all danger is vanquished and all prosperity is manifested. Accepting Sri Chaitanya and Nityananda Prabhu as my life and soul, I, Vrindavan Das, sing the glories of their lotus feet. Hearing that Lord Chaitanya has incarnated, all the demigods become overjoyed. They are overwhelmed with ecstasy on seeing the Lord's face, which destroys all misery. Ananta, Brahma, Shiva, and other demigods accept the form of human beings and chant Hari Hari on the pretext of the eclipse. No one, however, can recognize them. The people of Nadia run in the 10 directions while loudly chanting Hari Hari. The demigods and human beings mix together, and the whole of Navadvipa is filled with ecstasy. All the demigods come to the courtyard of Shachi Devi and offer their obeisances. Because of the darkness created by the eclipse, no one can recognize them. Such are the mysterious pastimes of Sri Chaitanya. Some demigods offer prayers, someone holds an umbrella, another waves a chamara, some happily shower flowers, others dance, and some play musical instruments. Lord Gaurahari descended along with his devotees. But the atheists did not understand the thing. Accepting Sri Chaitanya and Nityananda Prabhu as my life and soul, I, Vrindavan Das, sing the glories of their lotus feet. The demigods play kettle drums and dindima drums, chant the auspicious sound of Jai, and sing in sweet melodies. The demigods think today we will see the Lord, who is unknown through the Vedas. Therefore, let us not waste time. In this way, the residents of Amaravati are in ecstasy, and an auspicious commotion arises as they decorate themselves to go see the Lord. Amaravati means Indrapura, heaven. By our great fortune, we will see Sri Chaitanya in Navadvipa. Being overjoyed on the birth of the Lord of Nadia, the demigods repeatedly embrace and kiss one another without reservation or consideration of whether one is a friend or stranger. In this joyous condition, they come to Navadvipa and hear the sound vibration of Hari's names from all sides. There they taste Gaura's ecstatic emotions and become overwhelmed as they sing his glories. There in Shachi's house, they see the beautiful form of Lord Gauranga, who resembles millions of moons combined together. देखिला शचि गृहे गौरंग सुंदरे एकत्र याइचे कोटि चांदरे. Ekatra, one place, not together. Koti chanda, millions of moons. In the guise of human beings and on the pretext of the eclipse, they all loudly chant the name of Hari. Sri Gaurachandra appears along with his energies, but the atheists cannot understand the thing. Accepting Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nityananda Prabhu as my life and soul, I, Vrindavan Das, sing the glories of their lotus feet. Chapter 3, Calculation of Lord's Horoscope. Behold Gaurachandra's marketplace, where the jewels of love of God are stacked high. In this way, Lord Gauranga appeared by first inaugurating the Sankirtana movement. From all directions, people went to the Ganges for bath while chanting the name of Hari. Even persons who never chanted the name of Hari in their lives also chanted the name of Hari as they ran to the Ganges for bath. The sound vibration of Hari's name filled the 10 directions. The Lord, who is the best of the Brahmanas, appeared with a smile on his face. Seeing their son's face, Sachi and Jagannatha were filled with ecstasy. They were so overwhelmed that they did not know what to do. The ladies there became excited and simply exclaimed, Jai, Jai. All the relatives came rushing to the house of Jagannath Mishra, and the whole household became filled with bliss. The father of Shachi Devi and great Brahmana Nilambara Chakravarti noted wonderful planetary arrangements in each house of the child's horoscope. In each house, there were signs that indicated a king. Moreover, Chakravarti was astonished by the child's beauty and said, there's a prediction that in the future a Brahmana will become the king of Bengal. The future will show whether this child is that personality. Then the great astrologer Brahmana began to speak before everyone present about the symptoms of the various houses in the child's horoscope. The qualities I see in this child's horoscope are beyond those of a king. In fact, they are beyond all description. This child will be more learned than Brihaspati. He will soon manifest a reservoir of all good qualities. In that assembly was one great Brahmana devotee who began to describe the Lord's future activities. He said, this child is not different from Narayana. He will re-establish religious principles. He will preach wonderfully and thus deliver the entire world. People will receive from him that which is always desired by even Brahma, Shiva, and Shukadeva. Just by seeing him, the people of this world will develop love for him, compassion for other living entities, and detachment from material enjoyment. I'm repeating this. Just by seeing him, the people of this world will develop love for him, compassion for other living entities, and detachment from material enjoyment. What to speak of others, even Yavanas who are averse to Vishnu will worship the lotus feet of the child. His glories will be sung in innumerable universes, and everyone, including Brahmanas, will offer respects to this child. He is the personification of religious principles and the benefactor of the demigods, the Brahmanas, the spiritual masters, his father and mother, and the sober devotees. Just as Lord Vishnu incarnates and induces people to follow religious principles, this child will perform similar activities. Who has the power to explain the auspicious symptoms that are found in the houses of the child's horoscope? O Jagannath Mishra, you are indeed glorious and fortunate because this child is your son. I offer my obeisances unto you. I am also fortunate to have had the privilege of calculating his horoscope. This child's name will be Sri Vishwambhara. Yet people will call him Navadvipa Chandra. Know for certain that this child is the personification of spiritual ecstasy. The Brahmana did not mention anything about the Lord's accepting sannyas out of fear of creating a distressful condition on the joyous occasion. Jagannatha Mishra was overwhelmed with ecstasy upon hearing the child's glories, and he desired to give something in charity to the Brahmana. But because Jagannatha Mishra was extremely poor, he simply took hold of the Brahmana's feet and cried. The Brahmana then grabbed hold of Jagannath Mishra's feet and cried, while the people present there chanted Hari Hari in ecstasy. Hearing the Lord's extraordinary horoscope, the friends and relatives there happily chanted Jai Jai. At that time, various musicians came and began to enthusiastically play mridangas, shanai, and flutes. Demigoddesses mixed unnoticed with the ladies present there. Aditi, the mother of the demigods, with her right hand placed paddy and durva grass on the head of the child and blessed him, saying, live a long life. He desired that the Lord would always remain on this earth planet. Therefore, she smiled as she blessed him with the words, live a long life, Chirayu. Although Mother Shachi saw the beautiful demigoddesses there, she was too shy to inquire about their identities. The demigoddesses took the dust from Shachi Devi's feet, and Shachi became speechless out of joy. The happiness experienced in the house of Jagannath Mishra could not be described by either Lord Ananta or the Vedas. People at the house of Shachi and throughout Nadia felt such ecstasy that it is beyond description. Whether in the village, in the houses, or on the banks of the Ganges, everywhere people continually chanted the names of Lord Hari. Everyone observed the festival of the Lord's appearance while thinking they were celebrating the occasion of the eclipse. Lord Chaitanya appeared on the full moon night of the month of Falguna, a day thus worshipped by Brahma and others. This day is the reservoir of devotional service and therefore most sanctified because the Supreme Lord, the best of the Brahmanas, appeared on that day. Lord Nityananda appeared on the 13th day, Trayodashi, of the waxing moon in the month of Magha, and Gaura Chandra appeared on the full moon evening in the month of Falguna. These 2 days are most auspicious because all favorable planetary conjunctions are present on these days. Therefore, whoever observes these 2 days attains devotion to Lord Krishna and freedom from the bondage to ignorance. Just as the appearance day of the Lord is sanctified, the appearance days of the Vaishnavas are also. Whoever hears about the appearance of Lord Gaura Chandra will never feel distress, either during this life or at the time of death. By hearing the topics of Sri Chaitanya, one attains the fruit of devotional service to the Supreme Lord and accompanies the Lord in his pastimes life after life. By hearing the topics of Sri Chaitanya, one attains the fruit of devotional service to the Supreme Lord and accompanies the Lord in his pastimes life after life. So why is this? If a living entity hears the topics of Sri Chaitanya Deva, his service attitude is awakened and he can accompany Sri Chaitanya in each of his incarnations within this world. The topics of Adi Khanda are most pleasing to hear because they describe the appearance of the Supreme Person of Godhead, Lord Gaura Chandra. Although the Vedas describe the Lord's appearance and disappearance, there is actually no end to his pastimes. I don't see any beginning or end of the topics of Sri Chaitanya. I simply write down whatever he mercifully induces me to speak. I offer my respectful obeisances unto Sri Gaurachandra along with his devotees so that I may not commit any offenses at their feet. This we have discussed about committing offenses at the lotus feet of devotees. Accepting Sri Chaitanya and Nityananda Prabhu as my life and soul, I, Vrindavan Das, sing the glories of their lotus feet. Chapter 4, Name Giving Ceremony, Childhood Pastimes and the Kidnapping of the Lord. All glories to the lotus-eyed Lord Gaurachandra. All glories to your devotees who are filled with pure love of God. O my Lord, please cast your glance of causeless mercy upon me, so that my mind may worship you day and night. In this way, Sri Gaurachandra advented, and the happiness in the house of Shachi increased day by day. Just 1 second. Pause. In this way, Sri Gaurachandra advented, and the happiness in the house of Shachi increased day by day. Seeing their son's beautiful face, the Brahmana couple constantly floated in an ocean of bliss. When the most powerful Vishwarupa would see his brother, the reservoir of pleasure, he would smile and take him on his lap. All the relatives and friends of the Lord's family would gather around the child both day and night. Some would recite mantras invoking Lord Vishnu's protection, and some would recite mantras invoking Goddess Durga's protection. Others would chant mantras while circumambulating the house. Whenever the lotus-eyed Lord cried, he would stop only upon hearing the chanting of the names of Hari. As everyone came to understand this great mystery, They would all begin to chant the names of Hari whenever the Lord cried. While the Lord was constantly surrounded by people, some mischievous demigods played pranks on them. One of them secretly entered the Lord's house, and when the people saw his shadow, they exclaimed, "There goes a thief." Someone chanted, "Narsimha, Narsimha," and someone offered prayers to Aparajita, goddess Durga. Aparajita, goddess Durga. Someone else would protect the 10 directions by mantra. In this way, a calm commotion arose in the house of Mother Shachi. As the demigod left the house after seeing the Lord, everyone exclaimed, "There he goes." Someone said, "Catch him, catch him. There goes the thief." Someone else repeatedly chanted, "Narsimha, Narsimha." One exorcist said, "You are lucky you escaped today. You don't know the great power of Lord Narsimhadev." The demigods, who were secretly standing there watching everything, began to laugh, and in this way 1 month passed. On the occasion of the child's coming out of the maternity room, the ladies accompanied Shachi Devi to the Ganges for a bath. As they went for bath, they sang and played musical instruments. They first worshipped the Ganges and then went to worship goddess Shashti. Shashti is an imaginary village goddess. After properly worshipping the feet of all the gods, the ladies returned home feeling satisfied. Mother Sachi then respectfully distributed roasted paddy, khai, it's called khai, bananas, mustard oil, vermilion, betel nut, and pan to the ladies. All the ladies then blessed the child, offered obeisances to Mother Shachi, and departed for their respective homes. In this way, the Lord performed his pastimes. Who can understand them without being inspired by the Lord? The Lord wanted everyone to chant his holy name, so he cried frequently. The more the ladies tried to pacify the Lord, the more he would cry. But as soon as they chanted the name of Hari, the Lord would look at them with his moon-like face and smile. Now, in the heart of the Lord, the ladies continually chanted the name of Hari while clapping their hands. As they all happily engaged in congregational chanting, Shachi's house became filled with the sound of the holy name of Hari. While residing in the house of Jagannath Mishra in this way, the Lord secretly performed pastimes similar to those of Gopala Krishna. Whenever there was no one home, the Lord would scatter things here and there and then pour oil, milk, buttermilk, and ghee on the floor. When he understood that his mother was coming, he would lie down and begin to cry. In order to pacify the crying child, Mother Sachi would chant the name of Hari. Then she noticed the big mess in the room and inquired, "Who has scattered this paddy, rice, and dal all over the house?" She also noticed that the pots of yogurt and milk had been broken. No one could understand who had scattered everything about. There was only the 4-month-old child home. All the relatives came there, but they were also unable to find a trace of who had done it. Someone said some demon must have come, but he was unable to attack the child because of the protective mantras. Being unable to harm the child he angrily made this mess and then fled away. Jagannath Mishra was very astonished to see the mess, but considering that it was an act of providence, he remained silent. In spite of the great wastage, Sachi and Jagannatha forgot all their distress when they looked at their son's face. One important thing to note, Jagannath Mishra, he saw this, which was just he accepted as an act of providence, and he remained silent. In this way, the Lord daily performed some mischief, and then the time for his name giving ceremony arrived. Okay, I'll stop here. श्री चैतन्य भागवत की जय, श्री गौर चंद्र की जय, जगत गुरु श्री प्रभुपाद की जय, समवेत गौर भक्तवृंद की जय। हरे कृष्ण।
Hare Krishna Prabhu.